All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Kelly Farrar. I'm a qualified national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company, and I'm joined today by my sideline buddy, Heather Cook. Say hi,
Hi, everyone.
Heather is a senior sales coordinator, and together today we are going to kind of give you a training in how to launch a new distributor. It's something that my team has been doing. It's something I've been doing for some time, and I really want to kind of share it out because we've made it quite simplified. We've made it easy to be duplicatable. We have a script of sorts of how this will work, so that can be shared with you along with this video training. So normally, if I was doing a launch call for one of my team partners, they would also be on this call. So for training's sake, it's just Heather and I. But I am going to treat Heather like she has been brought into this business by a direct frontline person to me. So she's a new downline, and we are going to begin with a welcome call. So, hi Heather, welcome to our Juice Plus family.
Thanks, Kelly.
I'm so excited to have you a part of this mission and have you a part of our team. I'm always curious to know, because I know you've been a customer for a little while, and I understand that you're having just great success with you and your family taking Juice Plus. Remind me again what of the Juice Plus products you are taking.
Currently, we are on the Trio blend, all four of us in the family, including the dog. Actually, she's on the reds and greens, and we also enjoy the complete shakes every day, and we also have a tower garden that we grow on.
Oh my goodness! So you pretty much have everything but the omegas. Am I hearing you correctly?
Correct.
Okay, all
right. They
right.
are next on the list.
I was going to say, at some point, you definitely want to bridge that omega gap, because those omegas have made a real big difference in just my own personal vessels. So they're incredible. And you're having great success growing on your tower?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Indoors and outdoors?
Both. Yes. We are going to focus, I think, more indoors because I like that better.
Excellent. So you really are a product of the product. I love that. So what allowed you to decide to transfer from being a customer of Juice Plus to now wanting to be someone who shares it with others?
Well, I think quite simply, it's because we have made it such a part of our everyday life, and it has made such a profound impact on our health and everything that we do. Specifically for my son who has type 1 diabetes, it's the most amazing gift that we could have ever received. I can't keep quiet about it. And I feel like I'm talking to everybody. And why not work harder to share it with the world, but also help to maybe get my product for free?
I started out the same way, Heather. When I was introduced to Juice Plus 13 and a half years ago, I had this strong need for better nutrition because my mother-in-law had just been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Ugh. And that really struck such a chord of fear in me, because I looked at my husband, who now had this direct connection to cancer. I looked at my two daughters, who at the time were 3 and 5, and now they had a direct connection to cancer. And I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that cancer did not invade our family. And I think when you kind of put that energy out to the universe kind of listens and maybe boomerangs a solution back to you. And that's exactly what happened to me when I was introduced to Juice Plus. It was by a complete stranger. And she shared Juice Plus with me, and to hear it was food, it was researched, and it was safe for children. It was like, check, check, check. And I really, because we were bringing so much Juice Plus into our family, ultimately I was creating a little bit of debt. And I was like, how can I make this as affordable as possible? I didn't want to just get a discount. I wanted to make sure it was paid in full. And, I was shown how to do that step by step. Of course, today, I've gone beyond, that just covering my expenses. I've really been able to create a life by my design. I've tapped into something I didn't even know existed called time freedom. Uh, Being able to do this business from anywhere with people I choose to partner with. I've built my business on the volleyball court, on the field hockey field, at the beach, at parties, within my neighborhood. I mean, it's just, I guess ultimately, I'm just lifing and building my Juice Plus simultaneously, because they really do go hand in hand. So I'm really excited that you have at least identified right now. Let's cover our family's expenses, because if you've got multiple trio orders, complete orders, and of course you got that beautiful tower garden, you've got some monthly expenses just in your family's products. So let's start with the vision of clearing those expenses. And then from there, we'll see how much your vision can change, how much we can expand the thoughts of where you could go with this. Okay?
Sounds good.
So, but first we're going to kind of bring it back to the beginning. Everyone has to start at the beginning. And what I'd really like you to imagine right now is that, along with becoming a Juice Plus partner and paying your $50 franchise fee, you also now have a Stanley toolbox next to you. And throughout our journey together, as far as, this welcome call and then further into some launch calls that we're going to do, I'm going to give you some tools. And I want you to take those tools and just put them in your toolbox. And I will identify, okay, Heather, here's another tool for your toolbox. Because collectively, those tools are going to be part of your support system. Because when you are learning about being a Juice Plus partner, that can happen in a number of different ways. When you begin to learn what we do, day-to-day activities, how do you become successful? How do I cover my expenses? So one of the ways is self-learning. And I'm going to be assigning you some self-learning activities. You can call it homework if you want, but it's activities that you're going to do in your time that's convenient for you. We're also going to do a couple more of these live Zooms. All right, Zoom is a tool that you can put into your toolbox. And then the third piece of kind of learning, which is ongoing. Here I am almost 14 years into this. I'm still a part of this experiential learning. And the experiential learning comes from, let's say you decide to bring a friend who wants to learn about Juice Plus onto a Zoom call with me. And the three of us are kind of talking and sharing. But what's happening is your friend isn't the only one learning in that process. You are too. It's a nice three-way connection. It's experiential learning. If you if you join a conference call, we have, multiple conference calls a week. I'll make sure that we connect you to that schedule. And when it's convenient for you, you can join a conference call. That's experiential learning. And the calls sometimes are product focused. Sometimes they're perfectly ideal to grab some friends and invite them on to learn about what you're up to as a family getting healthy. Let them learn too. Or sometimes the calls are just strictly distributor training, really getting to some nuts and bolts about being a Juice Plus distributor. We have live events all the time, fun like salads in a jar parties and Buddha bowl parties and wine and wellness events and women's empowerment luncheons. And we have all kinds of great events. That's part of your experiential learning. And then we have like what I call like big nugget events. We have regional conferences where you start to see the bigger picture. You start to meet other like-minded people, and it's so cool, Heather, to hear their stories, to hear where people come from. We all have backgrounds. We all have different degrees and different experiences. Sometimes people just have a high school degree. Doesn't matter. We all start from the same place, but we all come together for the same mission, which is to inspire healthy living. So, excuse me. So independent learning, live learning like this, and then experiential learning. Those will be the 3 types of learning, okay?
Okay.
So with all of that said to this point, do you have any questions?
Where are the big nugget events?
So the big nugget events, if they're regional, they'll be within, you know, a car ride away. Like let's say back in early February, we had a regional event down in Dedham, Massachusetts. You know, so about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away. And what's really cool is it's almost like a little competition amongst, you know, myself, each other. We're like, how many people can we fit into our cars? Let's make this super fun. Let's do a road trip. Let's go down. And so the event begins when your car starts to move. The event isn't just at the regional where you're learning and hearing from different trainings and different trainers. And these trainers come, like there was a gal from Canada and there was another gal from California. I mean, they come from all over. It's an amazing experience. But the event begins in the car, you know, with building relationships and getting to know each other and just having fun. So regional events are, you know, a car ride away. Once in a while, you may have a stayover if they're a little bit further away. Like we have a summer kind of regional boot camp summit type of event down in Providence, Rhode Island. You know, that's not necessarily day trippable if you're gonna, it's a 2-day event. So that's an overnight. Again, part of the fun factor. We say, how many people can we get into our rooms? And then we have 2 leadership conferences a year. And those are always in different locations. I'm really excited. Next week I get to board a plane and I'm flying off to Sacramento. So that's a leadership conference that's going to be out in Sacramento. And we have a whole team, you know, going out, and we're making an adventure out of it. We're going to rent a car and go through the vineyards, and, you know, we're going to have some fun along with our learning experience. So fun is a big factor if you haven't heard me.
Sounds it.
Fun. But great question. So the big nugget events can be a little bit local, or they can actually be national. Okay.
Thank you.
So you're very welcome. So what I'd like to do now is I'm actually going to share my screen. Zoom allows you to do this. So I'm going to kind of give you a sneak peek into Kelly Farrar right now. So I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm sharing is this website. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, perfect. So I might have to scroll up just slightly. Okay, perfect. So this is a tool that you are definitely going to want to put into your toolbox. So I don't know if you have pen and paper right now, but you want to just make note of this website, which is missiondrivenmodel.info.
Okay.
And we're going to be referring back to this tool in our next live training.
Okay.
Not the next one. It will be the last live training. We're going to refer back to this, but this is an learn as you go type of tool. So this is some independent training that you can do, starting with get started all the way through build team.
Okay.
And this is, in a nutshell, how to be successful as a Juice Plus partner. But
that's fantastic.
It's a fabulous tool. There's videos embedded in it. There's printable documents. It is a fabulous tool. Literally, Heather, I could spend a month just training you on this. It's very comprehensive. So chunk it down. You know, maybe 5 minutes a day, starting with get started and then move forward. Just chunk it down, chunk it down. But when we come together again, we're going to hone in specifically around compensation. So I'm not going to touch on that today. I really want to just kind of guide you towards some of the early principles of just getting started. Did you go ahead? Did you already receive your username and password from the
Yes.
company? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. When were you able to then use that username and password to get into your virtual office yet?
Yes. And
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that likes to just jump in 200%. So I already did the direct deposit and got all that set up.
Okay, excellent. Also in that email, there was also some guidance on how to set up your own personal juiceplus.com website. Okay, so
All done.
okay, perfect. So that's what I love about this company is they really try and make things as easy as possible. So that first email kind of just walks you through, on how to just get started and as far as getting set up behind the scenes.
I love how they put it right at your fingertips. So if you're ready to go, you can get started right away.
Absolutely. And the other thing that may be really helpful because you are such a go-getter, you're a roll your sleeves up and let's not mess around, let's get going. A tool that's really going to be helpful as you and I continue to build our relationship, as I become a member of your support system. There's a communication tool that we use that's super helpful, super time saving, called Voxer, and that's with a V, V-O-X-E-R. And it's a free application. You can just download it from your app store. And it's kind of like a walkie-talkie communication system where you can have ongoing real-time conversations, but in a time frame that's convenient for you. So as an example, let's say I send you a Voxer at 2:00 in the afternoon, but maybe you're out running errands, maybe you're on your way to pick up your son from school, and you can't listen to that Voxer. That's okay. Maybe you don't listen to that Voxer until 8:00 at night. That's okay. And maybe you respond to me then, but now I'm not available. But I'll get that Voxer in the morning and we'll have this ongoing conversation, but when it's convenient for us. Okay, it's an excellent tool. You can share pictures, you can share documents, you can text out messages, but I love that you can speak out messages because there's a real emotional connection when you hear a voice. You can hear the excitement, you can hear the passion, and I really like that. So Voxer is going to be a very important tool. It also helps with that experiential piece of learning. It allows us to continue to develop the learning experience for you because you can ask questions and I can give you answers. If there's a need to reach me or any member of your upline support with an immediacy, you've got a real need and Voxer isn't maybe going to cut it, just pick up the phone. Or just text and say, hey, can we jump on a call real quick? Because I'm going to be much more responsive to a phone call coming in or a text message possibly than I might be with Voxer. Okay,
fair enough.
Any questions around that?
No, I'll download it today.
Okay, so what I would recommend here on the mission-driven model is to dive into this getting started.
Okay.
There's, as you can see, it starts with money already, earning bonuses right off the bat. And I will say, if you want to capitalize on getting a discount, you're going to want to tap into those bonuses. And we'll talk more about those in detail. Exploring your why, getting set up. I mean, just this alone, this one section, you've already submitted your application, you received the email, You've set up your juiceplus.com website, and now is the downloading of Voxer. There's a tutorial here on placing orders. So as you start to have conversations with your friends and family, and we'll talk more about what those conversations will look like and sound like, but just simply saying to them, you know, I'll share with you what I was saying when I first started, because I defined myself as ignorance on fire. I didn't know what I didn't know, other than someone just shared with me that there are fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I thought that was the most unique, amazing concept. And I hadn't even received my Juice Plus yet. It was still sitting in Memphis on its way to me. And I was already doing this. I was saying to my friends and family, have you ever heard of Juice Plus? And people were like, no. I go, it is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I can't even believe this exists. And I think I was trying to find the one person who was like, oh yeah, I've heard of it, because I wanted to say, why didn't you tell me about it? But I didn't find that person. And just the act of going, have you heard of Juice Plus? Like, this stuff exists. There's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It was enough of an intrigue for people. You know, I didn't have a story yet. I couldn't say, you know, geez, this is my experience. Like, you have a story already. And it's going to be really exciting for you when you get to the point in your training where it talks about how to craft your story. And the fact that you already have some evidence towards that story, you're real lucky. I didn't. I just had fruits and vegetables in a capsule. But it was enough for me to get my business off the ground, because what I didn't realize, and I don't know if you realize this, but we actually have a level of credibility in our world. You know, people trust us and they respect us. And if you're recommending something like a restaurant or a book, people are like, oh, I'm going to try that. You know, thanks for the recommendation. Well, fruits and vegetables in a capsule is not much different. So I didn't really know what to say to people. So I was like, well, why don't we talk to the person who introduced me to Juice Plus? Why don't you hear what she told me? It made sense to me. I don't know if it's going to make sense to you, but is it worth like 10 or 15 minutes to have a conversation? So I just kept putting people right in front of the person who shared it with me, and it worked. So
Awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting. So getting started, poke around, start here. Voxer, you can ask me questions. If you need me immediately, pick up the phone or send me a text. Any questions, Heather?
Nope, it looks pretty self-explanatory. This looks great.
Perfect. So what I'd like to do now, before I let you go, is I would like to assign to you your first at-home, on your own homework assignment. Okay, you okay with the word homework? Does that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Some people are like, oh my God, I didn't like homework in high school, but I don't know what else to call it. So I'm going to just stop the share just so I can see your face. I like to see people's eyes. So there we go. Okay.
Okay.
So the first homework assignment is actually quite simple. Here's another tool. You're going to go to www.thefreedomrevolution.com.
Okay.
In word to the wise, make sure you have the word the.
Okay.
Okay, because if you don't, it takes you to kind of something a little bit bizarre and culty.
We don't need that.
And I have made that mistake with distributors before, and they're like, Kelly, what is this website? There it is, thefreedomrevolution.com.
Okay.
And on that website, right on the home page, there are 10 videos.
Okay.
And the videos range from a couple of minutes to the longest one, which is 20. Okay. And if you were to watch all of the videos, you would need 75 minutes.
Okay.
So you can chunk them down and watch them at your pace. However, I would, because you are somebody who has the want to cover all of your Juice Plus expenses, that's about $400 to $500 a month. Okay, just so you know. And, you know, that's somebody who I think really needs to take advantage of our fast track opportunities in our marketing plan. So I'm going to encourage you to watch those videos sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So today is Monday.
Okay.
And so you know you need 75 minutes to complete watching those videos. When would be a good time for you to set up our next live training call?
Okay. Well, I have a couple of commitments with the boys with AAU and Jiu-Jitsu and some, my little guy's only in school 2 days a week. So I would say Thursday would probably be the best time because I can squeeze in watching the videos in between my time with them. And then my little guy's in school on Thursday.
Okay, perfect. So with our next live Zoom, we need another slot of time, which is another 75 minutes. So the next live Zoom is going to be an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. So looking at Thursday, what time works best for you? And let me see if it works best for me as well.
I'm fairly open from 10 a.m. on. Okay. Until about 4.
Oh, okay, perfect. So would you be able to meet with me on Zoom, let's say from noon until 1:15?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Now, in that hour and 15 minutes, I do have a buffer of time for questions and answers. Okay. So if we don't use all that time, we don't use all that time, but I've got it built in there, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
So those videos, all 10 of them are right there on the homepage. They're all going to be sharing with you basically what it's like to be a Juice Plus partner. And you're going to hear a lot of different stories from different people of varying backgrounds. And what I always recommend to people is to make sure that you have a piece of paper handy when you're watching these. For the main reason of when you hear some of these stories, you might start to think of, oh my gosh, that totally reminds me of my friend Judy. Write down Judy's name. Or, geez, this is just like my neighbor Bob. Write down Bob's name. Because whatever names come to your head, we want to make sure they get down on paper. And we're going to have a conversation about those names. But right now, I just want to get them out of your head and onto paper so that when the time comes in our training to start talking about those names, you're not going to have to try and remember, well, I was thinking of someone now. I can't remember who it was. We want to make sure the names are down. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions, Heather?
No, sounds simple enough.
All right. Excellent. I look forward to seeing you on Voxer. Once you're on, just look up my name, Kelly with an I-E, and my last name, Farrar, F-A-R-R-A-R. Send me a Voxer.
Okay.
And at that point, we're going to be connected. And what I'll do is I will set up a 3-way Voxer with myself, you, and your sponsor. So the 3 of us are all going to be on that call, that Voxer thread together.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Heather, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well.
I look forward to meeting you in person soon so I can give you a great big hug. But, you know, just once again, welcome to our Juice Plus family.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All righty. Okay, so that is how a welcome call would go. And it's supposed to be light. It's supposed to be fun. It's sharing. It's the beginning process of learning, because once a distributor signs that application, not signs anymore, but once that application is submitted, the learning begins. And in truth, the learning actually has begun when they've had that first conversation with their Juice Plus representative. So we're always being mindful that we're always learning. We're always in a place of coaching and teaching. So that welcome call is all part of the process. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to shift into, we're going to go into that Thursday time slot now. So we're pretending it's Thursday, it's noontime, and Heather is coming on with me. And again, her sponsor would normally be on the call too, but for training's sake, it's just the two of us. And we are going to jump into the next live training. Okay, so here we go. Hey, Heather, how are you?
Hey, Kelly, doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. How's your week going so far?
Busy. We're getting into AAU crazy town, but doing great.
Now, so I have girls, so just kind of remind me a little bit. AAU, is that like a basketball?
Yeah, I have two boys. I have a 13-year-old boy who's heavy in basketball and a 5-year-old boy who's in jiu-jitsu. So we're crazy, but yes, it's basketball tournament season.
Oh my goodness, I can relate. I have two athletes, lots of tournaments. I get it full-heartedly, but what I hope you find that I found are those tournaments are a wonderful way to begin to expose Juice Plus to other parents. And it's so interesting because what I find is that people really love to share when maybe they're not happy with a lot of stuff, or, maybe they're, dealing with some health stuff going on in the family, or, maybe they're disgruntled about their job. And when I hear someone, say, oh my gosh, I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired, I don't jump right in with Juice Plus. I usually come from a place of empathy. Like, oh, I'm so very sorry. My family used to struggle like that as well. What's going on? What are you guys dealing with? And let them speak, because in that process of them speaking, they're allowing me to listen and hear what I need to hear to bring Juice Plus in. So let's say they share with, well, my son's had strep 3 times. I had my annual sinus infection. Oh, and bronchitis. I've missed so much work. It's just been tough. It's been a tough winter. And I sit there, again, coming from a place of empathy. I'm really sorry that you've been dealing with that, because, one, it's a wear and tear on the family. It's a wear and tear on the finances. I used to have those annual sinusy things myself. By chance, are you looking for a solution? Are you looking for a way to kind of stop the cycle, to stop the madness? And then I shush and I let them respond. And typically the response is absolutely. And once I get that absolutely, geez, there's something that has worked really well for my family. It's called Juice Plus. Have you ever heard of it? So those tournaments around all those parents, just keep your ears open. Keep them open, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry, got a little sidetracked.
No, I like it. I like learning.
Okay. Were you able to complete and watch all 10 of those videos?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, what did you think? What did you learn? Tell me what inspired you.
God, all of it did. I thought that they were, first of all, I loved how professional they were, and they really tug at your heartstrings with a lot of the stories. I was able to relate to a lot of, there was a stay-at-home mom that, I was in telecommunications for 9 years, and I worked outside of the home, and then we had our first baby, and I couldn't imagine putting him in daycare. And so it was very difficult for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, but I feel kind of lost, and I feel like I don't have that deeper connection. And, could, when she was saying in the recording, God, is this it? You know, like I was like, yeah, I kind of feel that. So I want to have, I know what I'm doing is an amazingly important job in my children's lives and for our family. And I do a lot. I'm not negating that, but I want more. And I think that I deserve more. So I'm just looking for a way to get
You found the way.
that.
You found the way. You found a way to still be that at-home mom, still be completely focused on, you know, the most important beings in your life, while still building an identity for yourself, while still building a community of other moms that may also be wanting to do something else on top of their motherhood. And I was that person myself, so I know that story. And you know, it's, you can have your cake and eat it too. You know,
Always a bonus.
it is, you know, my children are a little older now. I have a daughter who's a freshman in college, and my other daughter is a junior in high school. But those times, you know, leading up to allowing my oldest to fly to college, I don't regret ever the opportunity to have been available, been present. I've never missed a sporting event. I've been present in every single game. And I've also grown, you know, a very stable, lasting business with partners who I adore, who are like an extension of my family, and have been able to earn an income that surpasses what I used to make in corporate America.
That's
So
fantastic.
you can have your cake and eat it too, which is a win-win. It's awesome. So any questions that came up while watching those videos? Anything that has an immediate need for you to kind of be like, huh, they mentioned something about this, and I'm just wondering, you know, if I could get some more clarification or anything like that.
I was just trying to think of all the, because I watched them over the past couple of days.
Sure.
I don't think so. I mean, I've been taking the products for a little while, so I kind of understand. I've gotten a lot of, from my sponsor, I've gotten a lot of education on the products,
Okay.
to understand what they do in the body. So I think that I think I'm good. I think I understood, you know, most of it. I was really intrigued by, I know what it does for my son as an athlete and with his diabetes, with the complete, and he hasn't had any injuries, and we've learned a lot just from taking the products about the importance of fueling him properly. Which was kind of what sparked us to start taking these. So I really loved the videos on reassuring me that we're doing the right thing to support him.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, you are definitely doing the right thing to support him. So if you don't have any questions about the videos, with your permission, I want to just jump right into the training.
Sounds good.
The one thing I will say about those videos is particularly the 8 videos on the bottom, how they were kind of broken up into demographic or, you know, particular careers or what have you. So always keep those videos in mind if you happen to be sharing Juice Plus, particularly the business, particularly the distributorship with somebody that can relate to that career. You know, always keep those videos kind of in the back of your mind as tools in your toolbox. You have your toolbox with you today, right?
I do.
Okay, good. You can, you know, just simply copy, you know, that video, just copy the link and send it directly to them. So they don't need to watch all 10 of them. I'm asked you to do that as part of your training, but just one of those videos can be sent as a learning tool. Yeah. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay. So you have definitely struck me as a woman who deserves success, who deserves to be treated professionally, okay? And I'm going to treat you that way. I'm going to treat you like the successful professional person you deserve to be treated like. So with that in mind, what I'd like to do is to begin to share some success criteria that I've identified in my 14 years of observing other Juice Plus distributors. And when I use the word success, there are words that I will bring up to you that have a very different definition than they might in the dictionary. Okay. And I will point these words out. Success is one of these words, Heather. So success in the Juice Plus world is defined by you. So if you say to me, $500 a month is where I want to go in order to make all of my Juice Plus expenses covered, and maybe I have a little bit left over. Okay, that's a success goal. $500 a month is a success goal. And would that make a difference to you, $500 a month, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What would $1,000 a month do for your family?
It would cover the difference in my mortgage.
It's kind of important.
It's huge.
So would that alleviate some stress?
Yes.
Would that
But it would also open up things.
Like
I wouldn't have to worry about the cost of AAU.
Because I know those. I got it. I hear you. It's expensive.
But there would be that would allow us to not worry about, he wants a band camp this summer that is over $500. We won't even have to think about it. We can just do it. Yeah. The little guy wants to move up, in jiu-jitsu or do a summer camp this summer that's, $400 or $500. You don't have to think about it. You can just give them the experience and not have to have stress over it. So yeah, 1,000 would be a lot.
What about 1,500?
Well, then it just goes up from there. Then we can vacation whenever we want and do a bunch of things. So
our income opportunity in the Juice Plus culture is unlimited. It can be whatever you choose it to be. The only limitations, Heather, are the ones you set upon yourself. Okay? So it's limited. There is no ceiling here. You can earn as much as you can earn, but we always start somewhere. And like we defined on your welcome call, and we're redefining today, we're starting with 500. Okay. And when we get there, we're going to revisit that goal. Is this a good success place for you? Or do you want to go for that next 500? So the reason why I do like 500 at a time is, if I said to you, let's just shoot for 2,000 right now, that might seem a little like, oh gosh, it might seem a little overwhelming. So I want to kind of pull it back to, I want you to have a success goal, but I also want it to be realistic. So $500, and then maybe we raise it by 500. And then we raise it again by 500. And that's what I did to build my income. I just kept raising it. And it's interesting because you use similar language that I did about, well, that could bridge the gap to cover my mortgage. And then, well, that could help pay for some of my kids' expenses. I did the same exact thing. And so I was applying the income to things that, were inevitable in my family. And until I achieved that income, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. The last thing I wanted was to generate more debt. So I love that you're kind of thinking in that way.
Well, baby steps are good for me because I am so busy with the 2 kids, and I'm a 24-hour human pancreas, so I don't have a lot of time to squeeze in. So I think for me, if I can chunk it out like that, it'll be a lot more palatable.
Well, I love that you're a busy mama, because busy people know how to get things done.
That we do.
At the time. I mean, it's just, I feel the busier somebody is, the more balls they have up in the air. In our culture, that's success. That's like, that's a skill set we want people to have. Being busy, check. So we're going to talk a little bit more about busy people.
Okay.
But let's start with these success tools. Okay. So I feel like these are important. And they're things for you to bring in, marinate a little, chew on them a little bit. And then if you have questions or thoughts around them, hop on Voxer and share. Okay.
The other thing I wanted to share really quick about the money, like you said, about 500 or 1,000 or 1,500.
Sure.
I think something that really connected with me was that I would feel empowered again, because I brought home a 6-figure income prior to leaving for my baby. And so if I can start, even though I don't need to do that, I think for my own well-being, if I can start to contribute to the family's income, it would be empowering for me to do that.
You picked a fabulous word. It is empowering. And I know, because I'm an empowered woman, not women. I have experienced that, Heather. And this business, it doesn't just create income, it creates an ability for you to sit up straighter, put those shoulders back, put that head up high, and be really proud of yourself. And be a contributor, a strong financial contributor to your family.
That sounds fantastic.
Buckle up, because the ride's beginning right now. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I'm really glad that you shared that with me. Okay. The first criteria that I have identified that successful Juice Plus partners do is they always take advantage of our fast track business building opportunities. And there are several of them. There are bonuses attached to every fast track opportunity. Those bonuses range from $100 to $1,000 or more. Okay. And in your next homework assignment that you're going to do independent, I'm going to have you do a deep dive into our marketing plan. So you're going to learn about not only the marketing plan, but you're going to learn about these fast track opportunities. And as you're learning, I want you to conceive the idea of crushing, slaying them like a dragon. Because with the support of your sponsor, myself, and the other upline members that you haven't even had a chance to meet yet, you have a whole team of upline support that already have your back. And they're going to lock arms with you. We're going to lock arms with you to help walk you through these fast track opportunities. But I will say, for that $500 a month, you're going to want to capture 3 of the fast track opportunities: the Healthy Living Plan bonus, the 2,000 plus bonus, and the Fast Track to Sales Coordinator bonus.
Okay.
Okay. And that would give you a monthly income pretty consistently around $500 a month. On top of that, how does $1,000 just in bonus money sound?
Pretty nice. And we could take it. We could do that.
So that's what you will grab. But successful people are not the type of people to leave money on the table.
Okay.
And people who do not participate in Fast Track are leaving a lot, like, $1,000 on the table. Okay. Another success criteria that I have observed is that successful Juice Plus partners invest time into their business every single day. Now, I heard you say you're a busy mama. Okay, I'm not negating that. I hear it. However, time is one of those words, like success, that has a different definition in our culture. Time is not measured by abundance. It's measured by consistency. How much time into your business every day? Because if it's a half hour a day, that's okay. If it's a half hour done consistently, because a busy mama can get a lot done in a half an hour. And when we have one of these, we can make time become more accessible to us, because we can send off, 10 text messages in 15 minutes just using this. That's 15 touches to people. That's following up with customers. That's inviting somebody to an upcoming event. It's just an opportunity to be in a time frame where you're invested into your business. Now, that half hour or an hour can be broken up into increments of time. It doesn't have to be a half hour, an hour. It can be 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 5 minutes there, particularly when you're a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that because that was me. It was in between diaper changes and preschool drop-offs and, neighborhood walks and play dates. And it was increments of stolen time. Nap time was my favorite time. So consistency of time is a success criteria.
Okay.
Another one is investing financially back into your business. Now, you've paid your annual $50 franchise fee. Okay, that is an investment into your business. That's starting your business. You are a product of the product. That's an investment in your health. But it's also an investment into your business, because you do have to be kind of a product of the product in order to be able to answer somebody's question of, well, what's it doing for your family? You need to be a product of the product. But what I mean even further by investing financially into your business is, during our welcome call, I talked about some of those bigger nugget events, like regional conferences. Those have, a fee attached to them, because we have to contribute to helping to, pay for the room that these are being hosted in, and, the food that's being offered. And the regional fees, sometimes they might be $35, and sometimes they might be $75. It really just depends on where the regional is being held and what value is being offered back to you. So there is kind of that level of investment. Going to the national conferences, there's airfare, there's hotel, there's some food. Now, we try and make it as affordable as possible. Like I mentioned to you, putting multiple people into a room, 4 people into a room. We've got it nailed down on food that we can bring with us. We're going to support you on, like, hey, let's make this affordable as possible. This is how we've done this. But it is an investment back into your business. And I will say that attending the regionals and the national conferences were turning points in my business. They really allowed me to not only see the bigger picture, but to get the understanding that I am involved with a company that has a proven track record of having people's backs. The people at the corporate level are accessible. Jay Martin alone, our founding president, you can walk up to him, give him a hug, shake his hand, introduce yourself, and he will spend the time to have a conversation with you. I mean, it's a very different culture than maybe what you had professionally in the past. It's very unique, and you can only experience it if you're at that national conference level. So it is an investment back into your business. That investment will come back to you tenfold for the rest of your life. I promise you that. So we've got fast track opportunities, the consistency of time, investing financially back into your business. And then the next one is successful Juice Plus partners are teachable and coachable. They don't show up to reinvent the wheel. They understand that it's important to trust the people that are walking the path before you. your sponsor, myself, and the remaining members of your upline support team. We are here to support you. We've got your back, first and foremost. We're going to do everything in our power to not allow you to trip and fall. And when we're sharing something that we recommend you consider doing, it's because we've done it, or we've done the opposite. We have fallen. We have skinned our noses. And, you know, some of those learning moments come from the biggest skins on our nose, but we also want you to take advantage of the fast tracks. So let's keep you on track. Let's keep you focused on the tried and proven system. There is a tried and proven way to be successful as a Juice Plus distributor. And the more teachable you are, the more coachable you are, the more successful you will be. Okay? At this point, we've gone over 4 of these success criteria: fast track, consistency of time, investing financially, and being teachable and coachable. Any questions around those 4?
I did have a question about the consistent of time, but you answered it, about how much time per day. I'm assuming that if one day I could, for some reason, something happens and I can only do 5 minutes that day, at least it was 5 minutes towards my business. Okay.
Because you know what happens when you touch your business, even if it's 5 minutes, what you've done for that day is planted the seed of Juice Plus in your brain. Because we have no quotas. So therefore, you don't have demands upon you to reach anything, except for the ones you put upon yourself. So your sponsor, myself, any other member of your support team is not going to be going, "What are you doing today, Heather? Who are you talking to? What's going on? Come on, let's go build some business here." Just not going to happen. We're here to support you. You reach out and say, "Hey, I need you to talk to my friend so-and-so." We're going to be like, "Great, what works best for you?" But we're not going to be on you about building your business. So because of that, it's very easy to take that business and put it on the back burner. Okay? And when it stays on the back burner, it's not creating income. It's not creating lives changing. It's not investing in the mission of inspiring healthy living. It's sitting on the back burner. When it comes to the front burner, even for 5 minutes, now it's on the front burner. It's staying on the front burner because it's in your head. And because you spent even that 5 minutes touching your business, then you hop in the car and you go to a basketball game and you're sitting there amongst parents and they start sharing their woes. It's right here in the front of your noggin. So now it's still on the front burner because now you're remembering, oh, Juice Plus got brought to the front burner today because I touched it for 5 minutes. If you didn't touch it, it's out of sight, out of mind. So it kind of just brings it forward. And it seems so simple. You're like, how could 5 minutes make that big of a difference? It does, I promise you. Okay. Great question though. I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay. So I have 4 more success criteria for you.
Okay.
So the next one that I have identified successful Juice Plus partners doing is actively participating in their own professional development. So I'm about to say something to you, which I promise you will hear multiple times in your journey with the Juice Plus company, that this business is cleverly disguised as a professional development journey. You are on a journey right now. And as much as you may feel like maybe you know yourself pretty well right now, watch out. You are going to learn things about yourself. You're going to learn things about human behavior. You're going to learn things that inspire you beyond your own comprehension. And it really begins when you begin to invest into yourself. You're making an investment into your business, which was one of the success criteria, but now it's into yourself. And with your permission, what I'd like to do is, and I'm going to attach it on Voxer, is I'm going to send you a list of like, 10 books that I have read or listened to. I'm kind of a listen or audio type of girl. I'm going to send you a list of books that I personally have gained a lot of value from. I see your dog walking around.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Maya.
Maya. Oh, beautiful. She looks like a black lab.
She's a lab shepherd mix.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, sweet girl. I actually have two dogs myself, so I'm a dog lover. So I'm going to send you some books that I have found a lot of value in. And they've really helped me to step more courageously into my business, more boldly into my business, really kind of taking fear and pushing it to not just the back seat, it's in the trunk. Just really arming myself with information, material, guidance that make me feel stronger and more empowered. Okay. So personal and professional development is just something that successful Juice Plus partners do. And, and even kind of outside Juice Plus, I think it's just something that successful people do. Okay. Busy. We talked about busy a little bit. Successful Juice Plus partners are very busy. The busier, the better. Like I said, the more balls they have in the air, the better. And busyness can be defined however it needs to be defined. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It's how we choose to utilize that time. And when there are small increments of time, you can be on Facebook going, is that a good use of time? Could be, believe it or not, because social media is a great tool for sharing Juice Plus, for sharing the lifestyle in which we lead. In fact, I'll Voxer you some names of people to friend now on Facebook and watch how they utilize Facebook to support and grow their business. I promise you they're not vomiting Juice Plus all over the place. But what they've identified are the key benefits that Juice Plus and our business has provided them. And so think of, it's a gorgeous summer day and it's a beach shot, maybe of their freshly painted, manicured, pedicured toes, and they're in the sand, and they're like, no better place to build my business than from the beach. Hashtag my JP life. Like, it's very subtle, but it's there. So I'll send you a list of, some names for people for you to connect with, and just start observing, just start watching. And it's also good to know that you can borrow or steal, whichever you want to use, whichever word. You can use anything. You can copy and paste, use the same graphics, maybe change the wording a little bit, make sure that they're not, like if it was me, that I'm not like out with my daughters and you put that and someone says, you don't have daughters, so you want to make sure you make it your own. But
absolutely.
But we have a culture of what's mine is yours. Okay. So it's good to know that, because in a lot of business cultures, that is not the case. It's don't you come near my stuff. That's not us. We're True. Like, come near our stuff. We love it. So, but busy people just know how to prioritize. Busy people set goals, and they keep those goals front and center. Busy people just have a knack for doing a lot of different things well, but they also know when to say when. They also know when their plate is full. So if at any time you ever feel overwhelmed, you ever feel maybe like, my gosh, how can I balance this with this? And there's this call now, but I've got to really do this for my family. Reach out, ask us, vent, share. let us coach you through those moments, okay?
Okay.
Because the last thing we want you to do is to get overwhelmed, to get stressed out, because, you know, when it comes down to it, this isn't brain surgery. No one's life is in the balance. It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It really is. Okay, it's pretty simplified. Okay, so we talked about fast track options, consistency of time, investing financially into your business, being teachable and coachable, participating in professional and personal development. Busy people get things done. We only got two more. The next one, successful Juice Plus partners put prospects, both product and business prospects, in front of their sponsor or a member of their upline support team as often as possible. You can do that through a Zoom connection. You can do that through a phone connection, a Facebook Messenger connection, like a 3-person connection, texting, email. Whatever form of communication seems to fit your prospect. I will say, however, if you want to expedite the relationship from being a prospect to a customer or a prospect to a new partner of yours, this tool right here is the best tool. Because when we're on Zoom, I can see your eyes. I can read your facial expression. I can see your body language. So if there was a prospect on right now, I can navigate through that education reading their body language. I can identify their hot spots. I can also see maybe what doesn't appeal to them and kind of navigate through that. So Zoom is ideal. That's our end goal. Get people on Zoom. And it can be a 3-way connection. It can be a 4-way connection. It can be a connection with however many people we need to have to make it right for that particular prospect. But successful Juice Plus partners utilize that connection experience as often as possible. It is, if anything, it is probably your number one tool in your toolbox. Okay. And then the last success criteria is successful people are active, participating in, attending, and hosting events. Events is what I would deem a high payoff activity. If you want to grow and build a consistent, lasting foundation of success for your business, events are a huge part of that. And events are one of those words, like success in time, that has a bit of a different definition, because this is an event right now. We're having an event. This is a valuable use of my time and your time. You're learning and growing, and it's an event. Sitting down having coffee or tea with a friend is an event. Going out to lunch is an event. Salad in a jar, which I think, did you say you've attended one of those types of?
I did, and I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, perfect. That's an event. Have you been to a wine and wellness event yet, or a women's?
Not yet.
Okay. Totally different, equally as fun. So, develop a flavor for the different types of events that we have and find what works for you. Okay. So hosting events, bringing people into your world, is equally as important as you going out to events and bringing guests with you. So either way is equally as important. We also have Zoom events, conference calls are events, of course, the regional conferences, the leadership conferences, those are all events. Events are critical.
Okay.
So those are the success criteria. Do you have questions around professional development, being busy, the connection experience with your sponsor or upline, or anything around events?
I would love to host an event, but would someone be able to help me with that? I wouldn't know how to begin. I think
So,
that would be fun to do a salad party.
wonderful question. It allows me to state to you, you are never alone. You will always have the support of someone or multiple someones in your upline. So you will never do an event alone, just like you would never do a connection experience alone. The only thing that you may be, kind of doing solo is if you're grabbing coffee with a friend.
Right.
But even then, if it's a key prospect and you're just like, oh, I really wish I had that third party validator. That's why the connection with more than just you is important, because I bring in a validation to what you're saying. I bring in some experience. I bring in my story. I bring in, everything Heather said is true and then some. So yes, you would have the support for your event, not just in us being there to help walk you through the pre-event activities, because there's a little bit of pre-event with the jar parties in particular, but at the event, and then we also bring people to the event. So now we're blending, my sphere of influence with your sphere of influence, and people are meeting people, and that's when the fun begins. That's when as you experience, it's just a blend of different communities and people, and the more people you have, the more ingredients you have, so the better salad you have. I mean, it's a win-win-win. But that's a great question. But know that you're never alone. No man left behind, no woman left behind.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions with that?
No, I think that was it.
Okay. So I'm now going to assign you your next homework.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
So your next homework is going to take you a little bit longer. Okay. So you're going to want to set aside, an hour and a half probably. All right. About an hour and a half. And you're going to go back to the Freedom Revolution. Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. So below where those 8 videos were lined up, you're going to see, I call it a widget. It's a little circle, looks like a wheel of sorts. And that little wheel or widget, if you click on that, it's going to ask you to put in a password. And the password is all lowercase, the word revolution.
Okay.
And what this is going to do is now flip you to the backside of the Freedom Revolution website.
Okay.
And I want you to roll up your sleeves a little bit, because now you're going to dive a little deeper into your training.
Okay.
This is a series of video trainings in conjunction with downloading the workbook. It's the first thing that you're going to do. You'll see it at the top. Download your kind of getting started workbook.
Okay.
And so there's going to be some exercises where you're writing. There's going to be times where you're just watching. There's going to be times where you're doing both. Okay. And
okay.
I believe there's about 6 or 7 different videos.
Okay.
And each video has kind of a work section with it.
Okay.
The last thing I want you to do on that same page, that password protected page, at the very, very top is the word compensation.
Okay.
And when you click on compensation, you're going to see that it's about 20 minutes. It's about a 20-minute compensation video.
Okay.
And I want you to watch that. While you're watching it, I want you to hone in on things that excite you. I want you to hone in on things that maybe spike a little fear in you. I want you to hone in on words where you're just like, I don't know what that is. And just jot them down. Because before we begin your next live training, we're going to cover any questions you have from this training you're about to do.
Okay.
Particularly words that you're not quite understanding, fears that popped up, things that got you excited.
Okay.
Any questions around that assignment?
Nope.
Okay. So what I now need to know is how long will it take you to do that hour and a half next training so that we can now book your final live training on Zoom. And the final training on Zoom will take an hour and a half. So we need an hour and a half block of time to sit here together live. We're going to dive deeper into the marketing plan, and we're going to dive deeper into beginning the process of who do you talk to? Who do we begin sharing with? Who do we begin inspiring to not only consider bringing Juice Plus into their life, but maybe the business is a good fit for them too.
Okay.
We're gonna roll up our sleeves and really get down to business.
Okay.
So today is Thursday. You know you've got an hour and a half worth of work to do on your own, and then we need an hour and a half block of time to reconnect.
Okay.
So what looks good to you?
I think I'll be able to get that done over the weekend because I have my little guy tomorrow, and then he's back in school on Monday. So if you have time on Monday, I can do the training then.
I absolutely do. In fact, I am available on Monday anytime between 10 and 4.
How about we do 10?
Perfect. So 10 o'clock on Monday, April 8th. If you need me in the meantime, if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, anything, what am I going to ask you to use?
Voxer.
Yay! If you need me immediately, however, text or call.
Okay.
Okay. So before I say goodbye and we end this connection, any last minute questions, thoughts, anything?
No, I'm excited to dive in and get a little bit more. I'm an information person, so I like to know as much as I can know. I feel more confident that way when I understand something, so I'm looking forward to diving deeper.
Yay! Oh, I'm so excited, Heather. I love your energy. I love your excitement and your passion for learning. And, thank you for allowing me to be a part of, your launching experience. It's really just as valuable to me as it is to you. So
thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. Thank you.
Right. You're welcome. Okay. So that is, kind of the welcome call. Heather went off and did, an independent training. We came back on to do another training. And what's left is that second live training, or third, if you want to count the welcome call. So we are going to do that on another video. So, all right.